since we first set foot on Inazuma.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. We are back in Genshin Impact. So this is before the update. I don't remember when the update is, but welcome back, welcome back. So today we are gonna go ahead and tackle, I think it was Kazuha's story arc. I don't know if it's like Act 3 or Act 2.
So many things have happened since then. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today?
I actually don't know. And maybe explore the woods? Oh, someone's stalking me.
Huh? What's up?
Don't you sense it, Paimon? Someone is stalking us. Hey. Whoa, 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 whoa. What kind of blade is that?
Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? Alright, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Oh!
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all?
Wait, what?
Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
Can I have your sword?
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them.
I know, right? We're just talking here and some random person attacks us.
No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kazuha?
No.
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business.
This guy's so rude. I don't know, Paimon.
Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
Okay. That was just so rude. Attack us and just leaves.
What the heck is this guy's problem?
I don't
Coming
know.
around here, waving that weird sword in our faces.
That's a
and he
beautiful
didn't
sword.
even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
She's learning.
Hey! Don't be mean!
Oh.
I'm on smart lots of the time! Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
Maybe he knows already.
Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
Same group?
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there. Hey! Hello? Do you know where...
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh?
Oh.
Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
What is going on here?
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha.
What did
If it's
he
because
do?
of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
That's fine, because she trusts him, right?
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
What?
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved.
But it's a good
He was
stardom,
called
though?
away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him.
Wait,
Seems
what?
like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right, then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Good luck. Hello. Have we ever been in this room? Oh, yeah, we did.
It's you.
Hello.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation.
Oh,
We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful.
how many mistakes
The
did
Almighty
you do?
Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
Yes.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were
I
held
actually can't
accountable
wait to
for lax
visit that.
oversight
Snezhnaya.
and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just.
My goodness.
Considering Mr. Kaidahara has
What
once
the-
more
what?
made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also
There
receive
we go.
recompense
Yep,
for the
I was gonna
excessive
say that.
punishment borne
That's
by
it.
his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor.
He's the only one left in his
I am
clan,
delighted
isn't
to be
he?
in a
Right?
position to receive the goodwill
I
of the
think in the
Almighty
last
Shogun
few
and the
videos
shogunate at
we learned
large.
about his past.
However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
Uh-oh.
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the
Sounds
Kaidahara
too
clan's
good to be
reputation and
true.
occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and
I
full
think he
support
mentioned
of the
that he
shogunate.
wants to be an adventurer, doesn't
I
he?
have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode.
When we were on vacation, he told
Yet
us
my
that.
ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Oh, don't look at me.
Malicious
We're
rumors?
adventurers.
All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost
Is that-
wondered whether
is that
there
why
was
he got
another
attacked by the big
Kazuha
guy?
in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
How old is he?
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion
What
still.
if you wield 3?
This is
Or
just
all
one
of
of
them.
many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion,
Me
no matter
too,
whether
me
it
too,
brings
but I'm always
suspicion or
there.
stardom my way. But perhaps if the shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment.
Oh, I
Well then,
completely
what brings
forgot.
the two of you here?
Someone is looking for you.
We nearly forgot about the most important
Oh
thing.
my goodness.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
I don't know. He kind of attacked us for some reason. You train. Yep, that's what I'm
No.
guessing.
This puzzles me as
It
much
can't
as
be a
it does
sibling, or else he would
My
have
fighting
talked
forms were
about
taught
it.
to me by my family. based on techniques originally developed for blade testing.
Maybe someone copied
We
your.
undergo rigorous training to standardize
But
every
it's that-
motion
it's
the
the
blade is put
sword.
through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality.
Could the sword
Over
be in
time,
his
these
family, and then
techniques
somehow
came to
they've
form
learned
something
the
of
form?
a Kaedehara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
It's a
All
sword.
the more reason to watch your back.
It was glowing.
This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search
but
for him.
we didn't describe what he
Thank
looks
you.
like. He looks like one of the
I must
guards.
say, I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer.
Please tell me you're not going to backstab us.
I will first join the
We
traveler in
got
investigating
backstabbed
the
so
one who
much
attacked him,
times.
then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Thank you.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
Wait, you mean yo?
Hey there. We'd like to ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaedehara Kazuha, we mean.
Or
Aha!
someone who attacked
so
me.
this is the renowned Mr. Kaedehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me
So
think.
it's not known then.
I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest.
That's what I
Mr.
thought.
Kaedehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him.
So it's a small group
To be
or
honest with you,
one
our
person.
detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaedehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Songo would have snapped them up in an instant.
But
Millions of mora? Whoa. Oh,
don't pie bot.
Even at that price,
Don't
you
release
probably
information.
Still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What
That's
I'm really
okay.
trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara.
Once you get
But
popular,
I wouldn't know
everyone
where to
wants to
begin
find
if we
you.
want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual?
Uh-oh.
The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
But
Oh, that does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere.
they have a cool
Few people
sword.
possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
Who's seen that sword? Maybe we can talk to a blacksmith or an armor smith? No, a blacksmith.
I am well aware
Right, that
of
sword
your
was
talents.
different. It was glowing.
There
Who
is no
sees
need to be
glowing
humble
swords?
around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted.
Oh,
It would
thank
cause
you.
me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry. We'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you.
Thank you.
Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known
Okay.
collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
I don't remember it.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy.
Blacksmith.
2 grown
See,
men going
the-
missing at the same
The sword.
time.
The sword. There's something about the sword. Did we
The
even mention that
cases
to
are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way
Kazuha?
of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood.
So
Though
he
it
took the
seems
sword from the
highly unlikely to
blacksmith?
me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Good day,
If
mister.
it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha, what brings you here today?
How about me?
You 2 know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing arts in Inazuma.
Whoa,
The
that's 2 out
techniques
of
of blade
3.
making were
That's
personally
awesome.
bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun, and over time, further honed and enhanced by the most talented craftsmen. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade. Today, only the Amenoma clan has kept its art alive.
Oh,
So sad.
so the other 3 are gone?
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, we each had our specialties, and just as iron sharpens iron, so too did we learn much from each other. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
Oh.
That's right.
Oh,
Ishin
okay.
art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins.
How long does that take?
For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin
Whoa,
blade
hey.
chooses its owner.
That's like Harry
You
Potter.
are,
The
without a
wand
doubt,
chooses the wizard.
the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara
So,
clan has
basically
fallen
he's the
on
one
hard
left.
times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him.
I thought he
I'm
ran
still
away or got
completely at a
kidnapped,
loss
but
on
If
what
he
to make
knew
of
he
it.
left, so
But I've done what I can so far.
I don't have my
Worrying is
detective
futile.
hat on, so I have no clue what's going
All
on
I
here.
can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We
Oh.
heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift.
How
I
cryptic.
believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato. After that, the next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse.
Was it the sword? I'm sorry, I
And
keep
neither
bringing
of
back
them
the
came
sword.
back.
So no one's mentioning it.
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality.
That's fine, right? You don't
He
forge
is
blades, but you can be a
extraordinarily
tester.
talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable.
Uh-oh.
The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of
Is your
mine.
nephew big?
Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
Uh-oh.
What? No.
Is it like another
Absolutely
possession again? Like the
impossible.
sword possession?
Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind.
Okay, never mind.
Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
So it can't be him.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason.
Oh, wait.
But
Maybe it is him?
with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Oh, we will,
Don't
we
worry.
will. Hopefully
You
he's
have our
not the
word.
one that attacked us.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Should we talk about the fire?
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
I'm very sorry, but
Hello.
we cannot afford
Wait.
to pay what we owe right now.
Wait, what?
My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
Debt collectors?
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Fire. The warehouse fire.
I see.
Was he there?
I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
We don't know the first information.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
What did you pay for?
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things.
Oh no.
He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me.
He's spending a
I knew
lot on
nothing about the items
goods?
myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him,
Oh boy.
I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh. What happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them.
Boy.
Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful.
Sword.
There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his
So someone
weapons
set
even
it
as
on
debt collectors
fire?
were descending upon our house.
It is the warehouse
He
that
wouldn't
they
sell them,
talked about,
wouldn't
right?
even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens.
Uh-oh.
On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said,
Oh.
if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Oh boy, that's one big decision.
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't.
What?
Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink.
He sold his
After
stuff?
I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he
What?
finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell.
The sword, the
His
rare
voice
items.
was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
Yeah, boundaries.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see.
The sword was
I
the
understand.
gift to the blacksmith, so he's
Yuya
purchasing
came
it from
to
him.
purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse,
Disagreement?
and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price.
That's what I thought.
But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
What, so he let
I
his
don't
whole
know.
place on fire?
He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down.
You still have all your
Perhaps
goods?
he's too afraid to come home, now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts.
Uh-oh. That's even worse.
Even though I'm still a little mad at him. We're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
She's so forgiving.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life,
He buys a
it's
backup
quite
storage
unusual
somewhere.
for this habit to change so drastically over a short period.
Unless he burnt the
But
warehouse
the
for
information
insurance?
we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Oh, we'll try. Let's go on an adventure. Detective work.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery.
We can trace
Do
it
you
from
have
the
any thoughts?
fire.
Well, Paima was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and...
It went on fire?
Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Okay, we're still missing Kate. I think I'm gonna go for this one.
An interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility.
Well, we're missing one fact,
Amenoma
though.
Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles.
They're all fakes.
Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item.
Because he knows about
Either
blades.
way, after arguing about it, The two men agreed to hide the truth of this meeting.
Set the whole warehouse
They
on
thought
fire.
a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets. But it's a far-fetched theory.
We need
I can't
proof.
imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement. One fact that I
Money?
keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
We should check out the warehouse then.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far.
To the
If we can
warehouse?
solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse.
Boom, boom.
There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
There's probably some kind of... I was just gonna say
Wait.
there's probably some kind of trail.
I hear something ominous in the wind.
Paimon's stomach?
Oh, this must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems,
Paimon,
we
she said
put it to
quiet.
good use when we were
She just
chasing
keeps
down
talking.
that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound.
Wait, what?
It's right around here somewhere.
But there's
That-
nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it
Should we
left
try
in.
elements?
It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami. Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Oh, I was gonna go head on.
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place,
So,
but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely.
a cursed weapon?
Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
And then he got cursed.
It could well be that
If
he
he
was
touched the
already under
sword.
the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
So that big guy is probably it, right?
From what I've been
I'm
told,
guessing here.
Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters. But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions even as he put himself in grave debt.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
I don't want to.
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
But cellars are always scary. They're so dark. Dark and spooky. There's always spiders. What is it?
Huh?
What? It's nothing. It's just a random door.
What's
on the...
down there?
Everything's buried in debris.
Oh,
I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary. Paimon boogeyman was about to
See,
jump
there's
out
always
at
something
us.
that's spooky like that.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place.
Oh, okay.
2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them. Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from.
All right, let's go
Quiet
then.
your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
I'm detecting nothing.
From this point, the trail appears to split into 2. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly.
2 part. Should we split up?
Quite possibly.
Oh,
Let's search the area.
I thought we want to split up. All right, I'll just run straight. Run straight.
Look at all those hilly churls. They're acting really strangely.
They're digging.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
By royal
What is it?
Ugh! Look at this red stuff. What is it?
I can't
By
see
the
it.
looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing.
Ink.
The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
I am Nagato. I was wounded by Yuna. Oh, wait. So I guess the opposite. I thought Nagato would be the one that's like, tranced by whatever weapon he collected. But it looks like Yuna was the one that's been tranced and probably changed. He took my precious blade. I chased him, but I could not catch him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought that I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding. But it seems some strange power has sustained me. Wait. So he collected a bunch of weapons and artifacts and stuff. So something in that weapon kept him alive. But it did not trance him. They tranced Yuna instead for some reason. Why did he steal that blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burned my warehouse down. Ah, it hurts. But for some reason, I can't fall unconscious. So all I can do is distract from the pain is right. What will happen to Sakuto, Unichi, and Yuji? I'm sorry for them. I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my ways I was, and how blind of my possessions. I must have been cursed sword. So once he probably collected a sword, it cursed him and he had to keep on collecting. I collected all the strange and bizarre things, but they won me not one item of happiness or warmth. Put it all together, it seems it still wouldn't have been worth a single word from her mouth. So something happened when he
According to
collected
this
the
letter,
sword.
a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato.
Very interesting.
Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here.
So Nagato was
to
okay
write this
then.
letter when his
Not
strength
trans,
gave
not
out.
cursed, not nothing.
So, where is he?
Follow the
He was
tracks.
not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here. Yes, right now we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right. So let's get moving.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami.
I think
For
he
a
did.
practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Oh, I thought one of them would be the attacker.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person.
Oh, okay.
On with the search.
Onward.
We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Ambush?
He seems to have stayed here for a long
I
time.
felt like someone's like spying
Why
on us.
here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Show yourself. It's no use hiding anymore.
I knew someone spying on us. Cause that camera actually.
Kaidehara Kazuha.
Oh,
It's you.
hello.
Last.
Who are you?
So it is the same guy from before. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
What's your problem?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Meyuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Meyuya, we are in fact facing the blade
The
in his
cursed
hand?
blade. I knew it.
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa!
Paimon,
Surely you don't
did
mean...
not even notice that before.
Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity.
That's pretty
The
awesome.
blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Ame no Meyuya's
Possession.
body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter.
He's a genius.
Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams.
But
As a descendant of the Kaidehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom,
That looks
his
so
skill,
cool.
it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun
is kinda
lost
scary,
not only
though.
the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
oh my goodness.
So, swords can become conscious and control.
Of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya
Wait, how?
and began my
How?
long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to
That is
my
kinda scary, though.
ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
Yeah. Oh.
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
Kill
My
them.
hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in
So
line.
it doesn't mean they died.
All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
It's a sword
After I
pylon.
returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you. And by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun.
Possession.
Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come.
How about me?
Now, give your body over to me!
Oh my goodness. We get to use him. I don't have him. Let's see his moveset.
Wind Strider!
Alright, alright. Oh, hold up. Let me try to build up his ability and see what it does.
Rewrite
I don't
history.
remember what it does. Right, let's get this up. Get this up. And then let's just work on his ability up.
That hurts!
No worries, I can't die. You know me. I have a healer on my team. I always have healers.
Rewrite history!
Alright, one more.
Time to go.
Oh, one more. Alright, let's see his ability up.
Join me
As one with
and
wind
sever
and
that
cloud.
divine light.
Cool! A beautiful flower. Oh, leaves. Oh, that's very interesting. You do this, and then you can
Do not stand
drop
in
down
my
after you
way,
fly up. That's
or
pretty
I will
cool.
strike you down too.
What's your
You're
problem, man?
fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more.
How are you gonna walk without a
Even
body?
if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man.
Uh-oh.
He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
Can we just throw him into a lava?
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness
love it when we look at each
shall
other.
endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance,
Not
as well
the
as a
way.
thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you?
Yes. You know that. You know that
On his
inside.
deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets.
Me,
the little that you
me.
know
Oh
barely
my
scratches
goodness.
the surface.
Oh.
In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the
Gotta let
years
it
that
go,
you've been
my
in
friend.
Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense.
Oh.
After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenoma Yuya and make your escape.
Is he dead?
And what of it?
Well, That brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your Maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
Oh. It's
What
been
would
too
you
long.
know about any of this?
Uh-oh.
I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
Then what happens after?
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life.
That's not the way.
Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your Maker would have desired?
No. Whoa.
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool.
He knows it's true.
I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection,
What's glowing?
and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
No.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well.
Come on, Paimon,
Then
you know
find
Kazuha.
yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you.
This a tournament?
Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But you're saying it right in front of him.
Even so...
Don't worry,
Even
Paimon.
if
He
things
got
take a
it.
turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance.
You're
I
looking at me?
agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Am I going to fight Kazuha? How do you feel? Pretty good, but not too good.
I'm okay.
Fight it.
I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment.
Fight it.
It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured
Okay.
much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power.
How are we gonna find some
If
enemies?
he
Just
wants
walk
to
around
avoid
screaming?
reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
I totally forgot about that.
All right.
Oh.
Please lead the way.
Oh, okay.
What about Amano Mayuya? What should we do with him?
Just leave up.
The blade says he'll let Aminoma Yuya trail us silently.
Oh.
Although he hasn't regained his own
You're
consciousness
gonna follow
yet,
us like a ghost?
he is not in
No, a
any
zombie.
immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey.
I don't remember where it is.
Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Alrighty everyone, so that will mark the video for now. When we return, we're going to go ahead and conclude the story arc for Kazuha, and we're going to see if the blade can kind of go away, get this purpose finished, but who knows, we will see in the next video. But for now, have an awesome day, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.
Stop.